What's up, Wolfpack fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Hope everyone is doing great today. We have Heat I. Let's get straight to it, boys and girls. I want to see some damn good destruction.
So far, Maze 2 was the opening winner of our 16 first-round heats. We're halfway through. We have our first 8 semi-finalists. Pinball joining Maze 2. Then there was the Blade cutting its way into the semis. Big Brother also. Followed up by Chaos 2. Digging deep, the Grave Digger qualified. Not forgetting Spiky Stegosaurus. And last week, the phenomenal Hypno Disc. We bashed them and crashed them and mashed them. Let's have more mayhem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who's even more chicken than Colonel Sanders, Craig Charles.
When I was a nipper, I remember listening to John Lennon singing Give Peace a Chance. Unfortunately, I thought you said Give Peas a Chance. So ever since, I've been bashing the living daylights out of anyone who doesn't like Monge too. But it's hard to be a pacifist. The only peace demonstration I ever went to was so peaceful I was the only one there. And even Buddhist monks get niggled when someone nicks their razor. Which is why, on Robot Wars, we've come to a compromise. OK, there's nothing like a bit of good old-fashioned scrapping, but we let the robots do it instead. We're not stupid. Philippa, who's in the pits?
Hello, thank you very much, Craig. Welcome to the heat with the most technology so far. I reckon these are the most stunning robots we've had so far. I'm not meant to say that, but hey, I'm saying it. This is Versus and Getter, which you may remember from last year. Different colour scheme. Very nice, but also monocoque construction, whatever that means. But basically it means it's got a lighter shell. They reckon they can go faster and have more weapons. Now, I'm worried that a lighter shell means it's going to just get punctured and hammered. Guys, hello?
Hello.
This is the Crusher. I don't think we've had a Crusher yet so far, but sadly, the Crusher isn't working, is it? No. With only minutes to go before you go into the arena, is it likely to be working?
At this stage, no.
No. I wanted to see the Crusher. This robot is quite fantastic. Tell me about it. Tell me what it's called. Armageddon.
This is Armageddon. It's got 2 separate modules on it, so it's basically 2 robots. This arm flicks over the top, which is our weapon, and it can spin on the spot as well.
It's absolutely fantastic feat of technology, because immobilisation is constant in Robot Wars. It's the peril of Robot Wars. If they immobilise, they've got another one. You may remember Roadblock from the last 2 wars. Well, in this war, the same team are back. Welcome.
Hi there.
With a new robot, the Beast of Bodmin, apparently based on the real Beast of Bodmin. It's going to stare out the opposition. It also has a couple of other pathetic weapons, but...
I'm not gonna lie, that looks like that How to Train the Dragon. I forgot the name of the dragon.
They have faith, they have confidence, that's what matters. Onslaught team are back as well. New here is this lifting mechanism, and the burnt out motors from last year. Here they are. This is what burnt out last year. Thrown in the bin. We don't need to see those anymore. And then, okay, this robot meet Invertebrate. Now, is this called Invertebrate because it's spineless?
No.
Why is it called Invertebrate then?
Because it can go upside down and the right way up, and it's meant to invert the other robots.
Okay, so we'll hopefully see that in action. You nervous?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, you don't need to be, don't worry. Somebody already beat you to it, and somebody was already sick in the cubicle. Just give me encouraging words. You may remember the wizard from last war? Well, here is the witch. They've been at it again, and look at you, you just look fantastic. Look at her. Where are we going now? We're going over here. Everyone's moving around. Will you all stop moving around? This is Terrapin. Terrapin. Get it? This little face, look. Very cute. I've been reliably informed that there's a whoopee cushion in there, so if you hear strange noises, it's not the driver, it's the robot. But also the shell rises up and down. So there's a lot to see in this heat. Johnathan.
This is how they line up. Philippa Onslaught back to give us a lift, then Armageddon, a revelation in weaponry. Will Crusher line up at all? Against Beast of Bodmin, the former champs, Vercingetorix with its Go Faster Bluebird speed, Terrapin with Philippa's strange noises, Invertebrate with plenty of backbone, and the Witch with young Emma Bolter's spellbinding costume.
OK, let's get stuck in. Let's do some damage. Let the wars begin!
From Bedford, Onslaught.
The two ram weapons are powered by CO2 paintball bottles. The main drive comes from a forklift. The body shell's 15mm stainless steel sheet. Back after disappointing in Series 2.
My name's Alan Wood. My son, David. My brother-in-law, Peter. And this is our machine, Onslaught. It's made up basically of one great big electric motor from a forklift truck. It has a lift front. It lifts about 16 inches from the floor, and we're able to lift our opposition right over. We have two spikes at the rear, and this is now our second wall.
From Huntingdon, Armageddon.
Could this bring about the end of the world for its opponents? With a swinging spike-covered arm, it's protected with pentagonal steel plates like a football, they say. Yeah, kick that idea into touch.
Hi, I'm Tom Collins. This is John Freeman. This is Don Wright. This is our robot Armageddon. We're from St Peter's School in Huntingdon. The robot has two separate modules, each with welded steel armour plates. The robot can spin on the spot, and this weapon can flip over the top, hopefully doing a fair bit of damage.
I feel like this is going to be one that we're going to make constant mistakes because as far as all the robots look, they all look pretty darn good, right? I'm going to go for Onslaught on this one, but I just have a bad feeling that we're going to make a lot of mistakes on this one, but that's okay. That's part of the fun.
Stand by.
Onslaught, the family team from Bedford, Alan Wood, David Wood and Peter Holland. And Armageddon from St Peter's School in Huntingdon, teacher Donald Wright, John Freeman and Tom Collins. And Onslaught seems the nippier of the two robots. Armageddon, though, of course, basically like a big ball, can roll around the arena floor and has that huge swinging arm. In comes Sergeant Bash, a lick of flame. Armageddon also has that SREMEC, the self-righting mechanism. The arm looks rather pendulous at the moment, slamming in ineffectively on the arena floor, and Onslaught's doing all the work here. It's a busy little robot. Nippy, also aggressive. Onslaught turning away, but the main thing, of course, to avoid the arm and avoid being pushed into a CPZ, the corner patrol zone. That's a worthy tactic of any robot to nudge an opponent in there. Oh, goodness me! Armageddon steering very, 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 very close to the pit. Almost like the pendulum in the pit there. And it would have been a horror story, certainly, for Armageddon. And I think they've wedged themselves onto the edge of the pit with the spiked arm, and Bash thinks so too. Just coming in for a cursory glance. No, you're okay, carry on. In comes now Matilda with the tusks. Armageddon, roly-poly, and rolly out into the pit.
Cease.
Nice.
Well done to the Onslaught team. And what went wrong with Armageddon? Looked punishing, but the steering was always a problem. And Onslaught nudging with that front scoop towards the pits. And in she went.
Onslaught go through.
There's me thinking this robot's fantastic. It's never going to... Oh, that's nice. It's never going to be immobilised. It's absolutely fantastic. I didn't know it was a kamikaze robot, though.
It wasn't. We had radio interference problems. We had virtually no control of the thing.
No.
We couldn't have done anything about it. I was pretty much powerless against that.
The Onslaught team victorious again.
Yes. Only just, though. The steering,
bit
the
lucky,
steering is
wasn't it?
bent considerably. It goes
Oh,
round
really?
and round in circles.
Oh, is that why?
Mhm.
We thought it was just you. It was very lucky, though, wasn't it, for you? I mean, I'm not being rude. I'm just saying. It was lucky.
Yeah. I'll take the luck, I will.
Damn.
Armour, get on out of it. You've gone. Onslaught through, and next up, Crusher against Beast of Bodmin.
From Bedford, Crusher.
It's passed its fitness test, but what about the weapon? If okay, it has 4.2 tons of force. It has a strong steel section exoskeleton shell. You try saying that.
Hi, I'm Oliver Brown. This is our robot Crusher. And this is Phil and Adam, our team. We have an electrically driven tracked robot. And we have a two-stroke strimmer engine inside, driving a hydraulic pump to power the cylinder, which brings down the blade, trap the enemy in here, blade comes down, lots and lots of damage, hopefully.
From Cornwall, Beast of Bodmin.
Was the Beast of Bodmin more myth, legend or real monster? This has a front tusk, a circular saw and a pneumatically controlled cheeky wink. Keep your eye on this one.
Hi, I'm Chris, this is Pete, this is Hender. You might recognise us from the last 2 wars, it's the Roadblock team, but we're back again. This is our new machine, the Beast of Bodmin. It's quite similar in the shape as Roadblock, but we've used sheathed aluminium for the majority of the body, and we've got some marine fiberglass at the back end, which is pretty tough.
This time round we're using a different sort of setup in terms of weapons. We've got a CO2 powered ram up at the front, but again we're using a petrol driven circular saw at the back. We've also got eyes this time round.
This is the team in its former existence, the Roadblock winners of the first series of wars. It went to a judge's decision, but I'll tell you what, it's not dissimilar in design now to Beast of Bodmin.
Yeah, definitely different. I'm gonna go with the Beast on this one because I don't know if Crusher's weapon is gonna work. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Beast.
Volunteers, stand by.
Crusher, with a team of young friends, Oliver Brown, Adam Pengilly and Phil West. And from Cornwall, Beast of Bodmin, Chris and Peter Kinsey, and Hender Blewett on the left. Crusher doesn't look dissimilar to Razor, we saw early on in this series. There you see with the blade. Now we were worried that the blade wouldn't work, and they're delighted it does, and already penetrating the outer shell of Beast of Bodmin. Fiberglass and aluminium panels, no match for the hydraulic Crusher. 4.2 tons of output force. Just being edged to the side by Beast of Bodmin. Eyes shut at the moment. Now open wide. And they won't want to see that. So all the early damage done to Beast of Bodmin. But can the Beast's circular saw now come into play? No. Is there a problem with that saw, I wonder? Didn't spin at all there. There's the little front flip up. The front tusk, they call it. Oh, and the chain's come off, Crusher! The chain on the left-hand wheel has come off.
Not good.
There you see, immobilised now, Crusher is at the mercy of Beast of Bodmin. And that is such a shame for young Oliver Brown, who put together 80% of the construction work on Crusher and now sees his robot impaled on the arena wall. Oh, well, he's smiling through it all. How strange. Matilda now, and Bash into play. Can Crusher come out to play, Mum? They want him to go in the pit. Beast of Bodmin just staying out of danger's way, sensibly. And this is where the house robots can have their fun. All that work, £700, put Crusher together, weeks and weeks of work. That's the end product.
Cease.
The lost chain was so costly, the house robots giving it a few battle scars to remember and a smile for the former champions with their fan club.
On.
Beast of Bodmin through. Took early damage though, and at this stage of the contest, Crusher very much on top of course, but a knowing wink from Beast of Bodmin. There, the chain ripped from the wheel of Crusher, and from then on in, only one winner. And here those scars left as a painful memory on the shell of Crusher. They'll be back, I'm sure, one day.
The eyes have it.
Huge weakness for Crusher there, because a lot of its parts are kind of exposed right there. Yeah, that wheel, that's crazy.
Beast of Bodmin in the next round.
I was getting a bit of a telling off up there. I was drove straight into this pincer. My strictest instruction was not to get inside that, and I did it twice. So I mean,
Did you see the eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the eyes. Yeah, but no winking, just blinking. Next time I want winking.
Really? Well,
I only saw blinking.
Okay.
I want winking next time.
Give you a wink next time.
Yeah.
Blinking head, the Beast of Bodmin goes through, and Crusher's hopes dash. First Invertebrate against Terrapin next up.
From the Isle of Wight, Vercingetorix.
Back after the last wars with bags of experience, driven by 2 wheelchair motors, protected by titanium cladding. It has unique suspension and opponents may not be left hanging around too long.
We're Team Vercingetorix. I'm Alistair Curtis Horsfall. We've got Ian, who's the team captain, and Nigel, who's the third member. We're made out of bifurcated cesium 324, and we have a flipper on the front, a tail spike, and 2 side rounds.
From Oxfordshire, Terrapin.
It does have an outer shell and a Terrapin tongue-like pneumatic spike. But now it's in the big pond, and I wonder if Terrapin will turn turtle if the current gets too strong.
Hi, I'm Rob.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Keith. And this is Shelley, our Terrapin. She's electrically powered, 4-wheel drive. The shell goes up and down to keep her out of trouble. And she has a nasty nose, which will punch the opposition.
Roboteers, stand by.
Vercingetorix with the French and Latin.
I'm going with this one, boys and girls. Vercingetorix, guys.
Ian Gear, Alistair Curtis Horsfall and Nigel Radstock. And there's Terrapin with Keith Jones, Rob Field and Brian Snelling making up the team. Rob at the controls.
3, 2, 1.
Terrapin has its own fan club here with that nasty ram. Vercingetorix spinning away for that front lifting scoop. Underneath Terrapin immediately, rolling it towards Sergeant Bash. Some French, some Latin. It's all Greek to me. Terrapin about to be flipped. No, just holding its ground. In comes Bash, a little nudge. Vercingetorix looks the business to me. It's sleek, low, lean looking, only 36 centimetres in height. Some great design in this heat of Robot Wars, I think. Magnificent stuff. Oh, there is the little punch with the boggle eyes. The Terrapin-like head nudging away from the shell. Not greatly damaging, though. A little bit of a cursory glance from Vercingetorix. Well, it's hardly Veni Vidi Vici at the moment. Came and saw and conquered. Woo! Terrapin nearly in a deep pond. Matilda there. I'd love to see Matilda go down that pit. Come steering out of the CPZ confidently and go straight down. Ooh, there's the circular saw. Something's come off. Ooh, a bit of Matilda's guts, perhaps. Pleasant. Now, Terrapin, just away from the blade on the edge of the arena wall. There's spikes from the arena wall as well. You see, we've got everything planned here. You enter your robot. You think you're going to have a peaceful battle against someone else's robot. And we're ready for you. At the moment, it's Vercingetorix being pushed onto shunt. And that horrible blade coming slamming down. There's also the front scoop of shunt. The flap opens on the top of Vercingetorix. And it's a turn for Terrapin to nudge the fancy Vercingetorix into the pit. It nearly went in 2. But Vercingetorix was first of 4. Wow. What a surprise that is. That's a stunner.
Well, that's Terrapin through to the second round.
Welcome, victorious, one of the cutest robots of all time.
I'm afraid the makeup's in bad. Her makeup is a little...
That's not bad. I mean, they were having a right old go. But when this little head pokes out, it's so funny. It's so funny. This is a great comedy robot. We're very happy with this one. This shell is fantastic as well. And the moving up and down a bit doesn't do you any good at all, but looks great.
Well, certainly she sells seashells well. Terrapin through, and next up, Invertebrate against the Witch.
From Surrey, Invertebrate.
Flippers have been a key feature of this series, and Invertebrate has one at the front and a cutter at the rear. The wheelchair motors come from a scrapyard. Brat or Blue-Eyed Boy? We'll wait and see.
Hello, I'm Peter. I'm team captain of Team Bratwurst Designs, and this is Les and David. This is our robot, Invertebrate, which, as its name suggests, will work either way up. It has 2 weapons. Primary weapon at the front, which is about inverting the opposition.
And the secondary weapon at the back, which is about chopping the opposition up, which is a multi-carbide tipped saw and milling cutter.
From Kettering, the Witch.
This evil witch has a wicked twitch from a lethal spike at the end of a long alloy arm. 2 American pump motors provide the power, and you have to take your hat off to the designers. It's made of fiberglass and plastic.
Hi, I'm Mozzy Bolter, a team captain. This is the driver and my daughter, Emma Bolter. And this, of course, is the Witch. Much more of an improvement on the robot last year. It's got a long arm there with a spike on the end, operated with pneumatic gas, and hopefully it's going to chop all the all its opponents in half.
I don't want to judge it too hardly, but that thing up top, the witch's stuff, looks like, Sergeant Batch could do some, burn that shit up. I'm going to go with Invertebrate. I'm probably saying it wrong, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Stand by.
There's the Invertebrate robot of Peter Bignell, Les Wall, and young David, his son. And the Witch with Ozzy Bolter and Emma Bolter. The wizard team of the last series. Well, magnificent design, we have to say here and now, the Witch team. Great fun. But up against Invertebrate, which hopes to invert opponents, as we've heard, with the front flipper there. Oop! The flipper got stuck on the arena floor, but he threw itself over. Comes in again on the Witch. Sergeant Bash with the pincer claws at the top. Emma Bolter, great fun as well with the costume on. A little bit of a Halloween haunting for the hopes of Invertebrate at the moment. Can't do much. The Witch spins away. We haven't seen that lethal steel spike yet come into play. Whose idea it was also to crumple the hat on top. Maybe it was a little bit too big for the car boot. There's Bash in the corner, just waiting. A dent on the side of the Witch is that. Just see on the base there, a couple of dents early on. Nothing much. But that circular saw is dangerous in there. Oh, the front flippers work independently. Right and left. Now that's novel. There's the right-hand one. The Witch holds its ground. I wonder if they can bring them both into play at the same time. No, you see only one flipper works. The Witch, I think, though, is in trouble here. And I think the Witch is immobilised. I think something's gone wrong with the 412-volt motors. And in comes Dead Metal. And I think young Emma knows it as well. There's Dead Metal's camera showing its circular saw cutting into the Witch's hat. Oh, Witchy Poo, you're on the way out. Yes, look at the damage now from Dead Metal. Focus, pocus, get in focus. Come up with some spells now.
Cease.
The Wicked Witch is dead, guys.
Otherwise, this could spell the end of your hopes.
The Witch is dead. Invertebrate going through.
Great mind, baby.
I can't blame Emma. She did wonderfully.
Emma did fantastic.
I know exactly what the problem was this time. And the reason the robot stopped is because the hat wobbled too much and it switched itself off.
Well, you see, that's a design fault in itself, having the switches right near the wobbly hats.
I was going to have a cover going over like that, you see.
Why didn't you?
Because I'm useless. But Emma, I thought she did really well.
We all think Emma did really well.
She did really well.
And there we are. Did that go as expected?
Yeah, more or less, I think, yeah. We won, we expected to.
Get that, we won, we expected to. Look at you grinning. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
You feel very happy, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, go and get ready for the next bout.
Oh, the Witch, too much woggle, not enough wiggle. Tiggle, 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 Invertebrate through with Terrapin, Beast of Bodmin and Onslaught. And this is how they line up in the second round then. Terrapin against Invertebrate, Onslaught against Beast of Bodmin. On whom would you pin your hopes? Let's turn to Pinball.
Now, Pinball's usually a very simple game. Just flick a few buttons and tilt the table when no one's looking. But what happens when you're the ball, the buzzers buzz back, and the angry house robot's doing the tilting? Let's find out. Let the trials begin.
My favourite.
This is how to score those all-important points then. For each of those barrels down, it's 5 points. If you go up the ramp, 20 more points. That's rare, actually. 50 points for hitting the target, but it's guarded by Bash. 10 points for the multi-ball release, 5 points for each of those balls knocked into the pit, 75 points for the target guarded by dead metal. If you can get through this car door, another 25 points for you, 50 points for Shunt's target, 25 points for the big sphere into the pit, 5 more points for each barrel. Let's see the story so far. First into the arena was Dominator, scoring freely, hitting key targets. And that was much to the disgust of the house robots, and they took their revenge, painfully. Now, Crusaders started well, but all of a sudden, the Crusades went horribly wrong. Next up, Eye of Mute. Steady, very slow to score points. That really was the highlight of Eye of Mute's run. On the other hand, Six Pack was bold, innovative, nippy, scored points well. Quick across the arena, took on the door and the ramp. And it was a good run, but Dominator still in the lead. Let's see what Kilohertz can do next. A Robot Wars veteran, quick at 16 miles an hour. The axe weapon shouldn't really be a factor here. The 83 kilos might be to push away Kilolot. Now, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see here that Kilolot has the freedom of the arena to come out on the attack against John Reed and Dominic Parkinson.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Half of the course would be to take on the barrels. Half of the course would be to take on anything. To move. We've had activate, boys. Oh! A little bit slow, but anyway, we've got barrels tumbling. That's the main thing. Maybe it was a little bit of a tactic to suck Kilolot in. That's it. Beyond the barrels, dodging the target. There's the multi-ball release. That's another 10 points scored. And don't forget points for every one of those balls to go down into a pit. Spinning away here, Kilohertz madly, as if control is a bit of a problem. 25 points for the car door to be opened. Now where? Nothing but going in the corner. John Reed and Dominic Parkinson at the controls. And Shunt controlling Kilohertz and turning it up on its side. Disappointing this so far from the Kilohertz team. Very experienced at Robot Wars. And they know what it's like to feel the axe blade of Shunt. Ooh, very nearly though. Shunt going into the pit itself. Now Kilohertz away. What can it do? Ooh, dead metal awaits. If they can get back through that car door, they'd be into the freedom of the middle of the arena to score points, but they've been penned in here into the corner patrol zone.
Cease.
And that's a very disappointing run for Kilohertz. That really was the highlight, the multi-ball release. But apart from that, a sluggish start. Through the doors, yes, to score points, but much needed because the rest of the run was barren. And once the house robots came in, Shunt in particular, well then Kilohertz, they knew they were in trouble. That's disappointing. The worst run so far, only 60 points on the board. Dominator still leading.
It seems that everyone wants that Pinball Warrior title very, very badly indeed. Right now, though, it's back to the wars.
And this is how they line up. Onslaught against the Beast of Bodmin, Invertebrate against Terrapin, Philippa's favourite. Philippa, it's sweet and cuddly. That's not what Robot Wars is all about.
I want to see that cute face. Yes, it's so cute. Look. Hello, little cute Terrapin.
We reckon that will roll lovely. The Terrapin upside down.
Yeah.
Roll it in the pit.
The only thing is the Terrapin's so cute. Don't you think you might be distracted by its cuteness?
No, we've already listened to it talking, and we're not fooled by that sexy female voice.
Oh. Well, I won't bother anymore then.
Some sexy female voices, but not that one.
So cute and cuddly.
I'm going with Terrapin because you know why, guys? I'm biased. Filippo likes that one. We going with it, guys. Let's get it.
Terrapin, well, pass me the bucket. And Invertebrate, and I've got to worry about Les Wall. If he thinks that voice was a sexy female voice in Terrapin.
Robot ears, stand by.
Gravely concerning. There is Terrapin. Rob Field again at the controls, Invertebrate. And there is Les with the beard.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Two good robots, splendid design, to give them credit. Great fun. The eyes twinkle of Terrapin as it comes in on the attack of Invertebrate. I think the design of this front scoop, unique, very interesting, but I wonder how damaging it could be because they've got themselves stuck there on the front of Terrapin. Is it a worthy tactic being used by Invertebrate, or does Terrapin now have them impaled, in which case Terrapin here could nudge Invertebrate towards a pit, but it's not happening. Well, they're welded together, it would seem, momentarily anyway. Now they're free, of course. Terrapin away from the flames. Bit of a crunch on Invertebrate. They look to bunch together. Invertebrate moves away. Don't forget, should a decision ever go to the judges, who will kill a lot trying to come in and make sure it doesn't, they will mark on style, control, damage and aggression. Ah, there, you just saw then the raising and lowering shell of Terrapin. Also, you see almost some manic driving into the clutches of Dead Metal. Invertebrate with the front lifter now, turning Terrapin up, but again it escapes, moves away. Well, we have seen some pond life in Robot Wars in the pits in the past. But this Terrapin is intelligent, and so too is Invertebrate, until it got hemmed in the corner there with Dead Metal. Getting away now. Chance to move out of the clutches, the pincers of Dead Metal, but it doesn't get away, and in comes the circular sword. Invertebrate's in real trouble now. On the arena spikes. Also taking punishment from the circular sword. Terrapin. Oh, Dead Metal, great stuff, yes! In the pit! Oh dear! Superstar! A great scorpion-like Dead Metal reversing into the pit. It will not like that. Terrapin pushes Invertebrate onto the arena spikes. And Matilda out. Not great damage caused to Terrapin, a few scratches. Invertebrate not really getting its weapon there, the saw, into play, which has been a disappointment. Very cagey now. They realise this could go to the judges, and they're trying to point score. There's Wall, Peter Bignell and David Wall, the Invertebrate team. Seconds ticking away before the judges will have to make a decision.
Out of there.
This one could be very, very close for a place in the heat final. There you saw Terrapin and the intriguing weapon, but then just lifted in the air by Invertebrate. And I think that unique front lifting prong could be the key here for a place in the heat final.
And the decision's in. They've gone for Invertebrate. Let's hear it for Invertebrate. Proves it.
Damn.
It has got a spine.
It was close.
Very close, yeah. And the poor little head wouldn't pop out, so what can we do?
Well, I wondered why it wasn't popping out.
She was just a little modest.
Well, no, I think what happened was she had somebody shove an axe in her face and she didn't want to pop her head out.
Well, that could be, it could be.
We're going to miss it very much. What does it feel like when you can see one of those massive house robots just laying into your own robot?
I don't know, you feel sort of... Uh-oh.
That sums it up.
Tinsy Terrapin out, Invertebrate through, and Onslaught or Beast of Bodmin will meet them in the heat final. The Beast of Bodmin team.
I'm okay with either one of these two teams advancing here. I'm going to stick with Onslaught.
Been here before at this stage. Onslaught, the Woods, Alan and David, Peter Holland.
Roboteers, stand by.
There is Onslaught, very quick around the arena, we thought, in defeating Armageddon. Alan Wood, David Wood and Peter Holland, and there's the Beast of Bodmin.
3.
With Peter and Chris Kinsey and Hender Blewett.
Activate.
Good to see the Beast of Bodmin team wearing Cornish colours of yellow and black, obviously proud of their county. Yellow and black on the back of Beast of Bodmin. Onslaught has the speed to get away from trouble here. We worried about that circular saw. in Beast of Bodmin's earlier victory over Crusher. Didn't seem to work. And also those scaly bits on Beast of Bodmin could be in trouble here with that front-lifting ram of Onslaught. In underneath now. Onslaught. Team Captain Alan Wood has a very well-designed robot here. Around the arena floor is leading Beast of Bodmin a merry dance. Sort of dance you'll see the time of the year when Cornishmen celebrate the coming of summer. Yobbios down in Padstow and places like that. And of course their hobby, building robots. And away goes Onslaught. Oh, and up on its top! Onslaught! Now, has he got a Shremek? Magnificent stuff, a wink of the eye. A Shremek is a self-righting mechanism to get Onslaught up and away again, but I don't know, look. Bouncing around. Terrific stuff from Beast of Bodmin, but Onslaught ran itself onto the ramp of Beast of Bodmin, really. Can it get itself righted? In comes Kill-Lot, in comes Dead Metal. Beast of Bodmin, you want to get out of there. Sparks fly, little bit of damage. The body shell 15mm thick stainless steel sheeting. And that's not enough. Oh dear. Onslaught out of it.
Well, the Beast of Bodmin are the winners. Come on, lads.
Good job.
Well, lads, you've beaten the Crusher, you've beaten the Onslaught, you're through to round 3. How are you feeling?
Oh, the Roadblock boys are back. We've got our new machine, the Beast of Bodmin, Cornwall shirts. And, well, the fights are tough.
But it seems to be within our sights. We've got a couple of new weapons this time. We've got a CO2 ram up at the front, which definitely helped in flipping them when they went for that drive over us. And, well, it's looking good.
Of course, for the uninitiated, you just mentioned Roadblock there. You won War 1, didn't you?
That's right.
We did, yes.
You didn't fare too well in War 2, though.
We came third.
You came third, which is not winning, is it?
Oh, no. We're here to have a good time. We're not here to win, so... You know.
Do you think you can go all the way this time, though?
It could be within our sights.
It could be within your sights. Those sights, those lovely eyes at the back of your robot.
That's right.
What are they there for?
Well, we have to provide something to give Philippa a wink.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me?
We'll give you a wink.
People will talk, you know.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for the Beast of Bodmin?
Little terrier, that was,
Oh! But you soon sorted out the Beast of Bodmin.
We're hiring
and
the
it served them right for straying off the path.
to be sure.
But the winking, we loved the winking. I was very pleased.
Well, I'm surprised they survived the Onslaught. They did. And in the final, it's Beast of Bodmin against Invertebrate.
It's going to be an extremely hard decision for me on this one. I think that wink sealed the deal, which gave me a good joy right there. So let's go with the Beast, guys.
Well, it's round 3.
Screw it.
2 teams go head-to-head for a place in our series semi-finals.
Do you feel happy with your opponents?
Oh, yes, they're very nice people.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah, they're very nice people.
We've really enjoyed it so far.
No, I mean, not are they nice people, but are you happy to be pitted against their robot?
Yes, we're ready.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's time for us to say that straight in, straight out.
So you've got the trophies on of the people you've already beaten, the Witch and Terrapin.
Yeah, I've been practicing on
a space there.
for the Beast of Bodmin.
Will the Beast of Bodmin go in it?
Well, we're not too worried because nobody's ever actually proven that the Beast of Bodmin exists, have they?
Oh, that's fighting talk.
Certainly is, Philippa, because the Beast of Bodmin does exist here. Took punishment and damage earlier on from Crusher. It gradually got to grips. Crusher was immobilised and the house robots closed in. Next up for the Beast of Bodmin was Onslaught, that nippy little robot. I actually fancied that one to win this heat, but it was the wink of Beast of Bodmin that told the story. And this was Invertebrate against the Witch. Great fun, great design. It's what Robot Wars is all about. But Invertebrate too strong, and then beating Terrapin. A judge's decision, and I think that was the key moment to send Invertebrate through.
Roboteers, stand by.
Invertebrate then. Peter Bignell, Les and David Wall. Young David on the right. And there's the Beast of Bodmin.
3.
Looks formidable. Chris Kinsey in controls with Hender Blewett.
Activate.
Beast of Bodmin comes away. Blinking eyes. I wonder if that was a quick wink for Craig. Invertebrate with the front-lifting unique mechanism. All about splendid design and entertainment. And immediately Invertebrate getting those sort of claws in underneath the Beast of Bodmin to drag it away towards Matilda. Real beast in her own right. Matilda coming in underneath the Beast of Bodmin. Getting away to attack Invertebrate. This for a place in the series semi-final. A little bit disappointed with Invertebrate's front drill, sort of cutting tool mechanism. There's the tusk of Beast of Bodmin, which has similarly caused little problems so far. Now, just as I thought this might develop into a war of attrition, that Invertebrate lifter flicks Beast of Bodmin up. No use of winking the eyes now, boys. You've got to get on with it. With a cold, hard stare against Les Wall and his team. Beast of Bodmin from the legendary moors, Dosmery Pool, Jamaica Inn and so on. And there's Chris Kinsey at the controls, pushing Invertebrate towards Matilda. Great Cornish hero Trelawney once took on the rest of the world, and now Beast of Bodmin doing likewise. The wheels spin of Invertebrate nudged towards the arena wall, so aggression from the Beast of Bodmin could come in right as it goes to the judges. Invertebrate spins away again. There you can see the front tool rotating menacingly, but Matilda cuts off a route to the Beast of Bodmin and shoves towards dead metal. And at the moment, because it's staying out of trouble, the Beast of Bodmin looks okay. Invertebrate dancing around as if to suggest, no, we're all right, we can come back into it. I'm not too sure. The Beast of Bodmin, just like Roadblock, winners of the first series, underrated here, and very dangerous, like Matilda on the attack on Invertebrate. Oh, Matilda's lost a tusk! Goodness me, toothless Matilda! Imagine being gummed to death by Matilda. Fascinating thought. Lurid and somewhat disturbing. But Matilda almost losing her body shove. Matilda's doing some dreadful sort of striptease out there at the moment. Pirouetting around, showing off basically. Bit of an exhibitionist. Tuskless and shellless. Goodness me, the shells drop back on. Meanwhile, look at the damage for Invertebrate. On the Matilda camera we can see dead metal circular saw now causing real damage. It's all over, and the Beast of Bodmin boys have won. It's nay to Invertebrate. The eyes have it.
Well.
Wow.
The Beast of Bodmin are obviously through. They're the winners. Come up, lads.
It was actually really looking like Invertebrate was going to win early on.
Well, that was more like a war of attrition, that.
It's getting a bit awkward.
Yeah. They had you lifted up a couple of times.
Yeah, at the start of the fight, we thought we were going over it.
They've got quite a nice weapon there.
Yeah,
I mean,
respect.
they gave us a bit of a tickle, but the pussycat turned from a kitten to a puma.
Well, guys, you're through to the series semi-finals. Good luck. Now stand well back. Keep your pets indoors. There's always fireworks on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
And I never saw any winking in that either.
Well, we were staring them out this trip.
It's quite upset. The winking stops and I stop being nice. You do realise that.
Be nice, Mrs. Phillip. Oh, come on, man. Give him a chance. So that final match, that final bout was great. Yeah, it was not looking good for the Beast, to be honest. There's one thing I noticed, and I want to make sure with you guys. Beast back Saul, that shit looked like it never worked. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it would have made much of a difference anyway there. But yeah, Beast weapon right there didn't look like it was gonna work. And at very early on, it was actually looking pretty grim for it. I actually was like, damn, man, they're gonna actually lose, because a couple of occasions it was already kind of up in the air. I wonder though if they modify that their flipper, you know, maybe they would have actually won against the Beast, because it looks like a good you know, it raises it up, but it seems like sometimes one works, one doesn't work, or maybe that's the way it was intended. But I think maybe if they modify that in some capacity, that's going to be a really powerful thing, because yeah, Beast, if Beast gets flipped over in any bout, you know, future going on, they're not going to go far, because at least with Reciprocate Brat, you know, Invertebrate, excuse me, they can, you know, if they flipped over, if Beast would have flipped them over, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. You know what I mean? You would have had to kind of break into the wheels to do something, you know. But yeah, Matilda doing a nice little strip tease for us. I definitely was happy about the witches' destruction. I know they spend money making these things, but I do want shit to kind of break down a little bit. So the Wicked Witch, I remember watching a lot of old school movies with witches and stuff like that. So definitely a popular line to say. So that was cool. You know, great minds think alike. I definitely think that there was a lot of surprising bots. The Terror was mad cute. That was a very cute one, and you know, its maneuverability, you know, was way more impressive than I initially thought. You know, very fast, good maneuverability. And some of the robots, you can't just tell. You know, they can describe all the robots and say what it could do and what it can't do, but until it, you know, until the match starts, you just don't know. Crusher, you didn't know if the thing was going to work, so I was already worried for that big time. But it had some nice, you know, cutting power, which was cool to see. Onslaught versus Beast was such a good match. That flip actually was basically like, you know, if you played any racing game and you go up a ramp and shit like that, that just, it felt like. So we hope to see Onslaught back. I hope to see the Terror team back. I'm just using abbreviations because there's a lot of names for me to remember, guys. And yeah, I'm actually happy with the result. I think that when Onslaught went against the Beast, that wink was just picture perfect at the right time. Like, yeah, see you later, baby. So I think that this bout, there was a lot of really strong competitors. I'd like to see some of them come back. I hope that they come back. Some confidence there for Invertebrate at the end. You know, he had its kill list. I kind of like those things. You know, yeah, confidence is good. Good clean fun. Good destruction on this one. You know, and sometimes for me, like the house robots definitely play a vital role. And in instances, save robots that are pretty much looking like they're gonna lose. So sometimes it works in the team's favor. Sometimes it doesn't, and then you're screwed. You know, nice to see the house robot go inside. You know, go in the pit. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, this was a good episode. I think that the bots are getting better. It's getting harder for me to gauge what's good. You know, you just kind of got to see it. We'll keep guessing. But yeah, the flip thing is very important. Invertebrate was really cool though. You know, because even if Beast would have flipped it, that wouldn't really have done nothing. So if it wasn't for the house robots really pounding that shit, you know, who knows? Maybe it could have went towards them. So you know, you had the judge. One of the bouts had that judge decision, and you know, I'm never gonna argue against the judge's decision. You know, would I wanted Turd to advance? I think I did. But you know, it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. More to come. We're going through the alphabet, boys and girls, because you know, we're what, on I now. So yeah, we got a lot more in store. You know, series 3 is a lot longer, which is cool. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. That's really what it's about. I am enjoying it. More destruction, please. Please, man. I want more destruction. I'll see you next time. Peace and love, everybody. Peace.